Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to manage staffs. So it's one thing to have the right people working with you, it's one thing to be able to maintain and manage the right people working with you. Manage people working, it's actually an art. Yeah, you have to learn it, and I'll teach you today how to learn it. So getting people to work in organizations that are very good, that have the good hand, that are good hands, good head, and the right heart into your organization is one thing, but be able to keep them, be able to make them comfortable, be able to make them to deliver the best is it's can be difficult. And I would like to state one thing to you. I will say this: there are people that are sent to you, and there are people that are sent through you. It's one thing to note. So there are people that come to your organizations and they are passing through. God is taking them through you so that they can be able to learn something, because everybody has a purpose. You have your own purpose. You're going towards it. God is driving you towards that plan that He has for you in your life, and them to have their own purpose. And maybe God is using your organization as a journey for them to go into what God wants to plan for them. So why did I say all this? I said all this to say this to you: cherish people, hold them tight, but don't hold them too tight. Also hold them. If it's time for them to go, prepare. Don't feel sad. Like, understand, descend these relationships. It's very, very important to descend them. A lot of people that are going. So right now there are times where I lost a high. I almost cried. I'm like, wow, God, I've lost someone very good that is going to move into my next phase of my business. There are times, but right now, if no matter who you are, no matter what you are, no matter what's going on, if you have to leave, I just know that, okay, God has a plan for you the same way God has a plan for me. So back to our conversation. How do you manage these staffs? How do you manage them? Before I talk about how you manage these staffs, there's one thing I'll like to do a short assessment with you, and to really help you in your business. To assess the people right now working with you, I want you to throw away right now, for at least five minutes, throw away sentiment out of your business. Throw it away. Carry sentiment and throw it away. Now look at your business categorically, objectively. Look at that business and look at the people working with you, and ask yourself this question. These two questions. When you can, for each of your staff, ask this question. If this staff, let's say staff A, is, you have the opportunity to re-employ him. So probably with the experience you've had with him, you had the opportunity to, okay, fine, I want to re-employ this staff. Would you still employ that staff? And two, if this staff comes to meet you and tells you that, hey, sis, Uncle Bello, I want to resign today, would you feel, oh God, thank God? Or you be like, oh God, I've lost somebody. Now, whatever those answers are, let it guide you in knowing who to drop and who to keep. It's very, very important to guide you, because this will really assess those people that would very be will be like indispensable to your organizations, will have the right answers. Like, you will see that they have good hands, they have good heads, and they have the right heart. Good hands, good head, they have the right heart. Now going forward is, how do you manage the right people? They're high achievers. They're people that come. How do you manage how do you manage the right people? Now, what I'm about to teach you right now, you will not see it in any book. You will not see it in any paper. It came. I'm the first person that is going to say this to you. So whenever you're saying it again, please give me the reference. Thank you very much. All right. So let's go into it. So this is what we call psychological egoism. In fact, it's called egoism. Now, what does this theory mean? Psychological egoism. It says that every human being is motivated by self-interest. I'm speaking to you as the entrepreneur, I'm speaking to you as the CEO. Everybody is motivated by selfish interest. So, in other words, everybody is selfish. What is it? What is in for me? Even the salvation of Jesus Christ had to show us what was in for us. That we have eternal life, and that after death, we're still going to have an advantageous living. What is in for me? What is in for me is very important. Everybody is motivated. It's a very interesting theory that I came across. It's called psychological egoism. So I looked at all this and I found out, and it made me came up with it. It made me like say some certain things to myself that everybody works for themselves. They're not really working for you. They're not really working for your organization. Is that they are working for themselves. They work for themselves. So I just did this mathematical formula that came to me from the Lord, and it says that everybody is selfish. Your staff is self, and what you need is a selfless staff. Because if you have a selfless staff, you know your business is going to enjoy and you are going to enjoy. So, what is it? What do you need to do to ensure you have a selfless staff? So, I did this mathematical formula and I called it the self plus less equals to selfless staff. So, I'll say it again. Self, a staff that is thinking about themselves. When you apply what we call LESS, self less strategy, I call it the less strategy. That's I in chemical came up with the word called LESS strategy. When you add it to a staff that is thinking about themselves, that is motivated by selfish interest, that is trying to do things, that is working for themselves. When you add this um LESS strategy, it's going to make them selfless. So LESS is an acronym. It's not those less. It's an acronym. And what is the first ingredient to add to a staff in the with the whole point of managing them? What's the first ingredient to add to that staff? It's called leadership. L stands for what? Leadership. You must be able, and leadership is not you are. Please, I didn't say boss. I didn't say dictating. I say leadership. So in leadership, you must be able to, and leadership is influence. So you must be able to influence them. So when you are coming as the CEO, as the MD, as the GM of that organization, you're coming with the mindset of influence. With the mindset of influence, there's this what is it? Let me just show you what influence is. There's this dance. What's this name of this dance? Somebody one day, all these new dance that we have, leg walk and all those things. Somebody one day was just doing it. Next, somebody started doing it. Everywhere, the whole world started doing it. The whole, I don't know. I'm trying to remember this dance. Yahoo. I think Yahoo was a, I think when I was very young. Yahoo, Yahoo, Yahoo. So it was a useless. I don't understand. I don't understand what it means. But hey, God, we danced it one. So somebody started. So what's leadership? That I can be able to influence you to do what I want you to do. That's what leadership is, and this is the core. In fact, I'll still go back to that book, Jim Collins. He said that one of the strong things that made a good business become great was leadership. So leadership is very, very important. You're coming to the organization to influence. And there are many styles of leadership, and this is a leadership class. But I'm going to let you know that one of the things that you want to employ is you want to learn how to be a good leader. Because leadership can be learned. It's not just something you're born with. You can learn it. So um apply for leadership course. Go to YouTube, find out, okay, how can I learn how to be, read leadership books, read Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, 360, Laws of Leadership by Maxwell. He's to me, he's the godfather of leadership. I think that you should go and consume those books to help you become a better leader. Then E, what does E stands for? E stands for emotional intelligence. You want to be emotionally intelligent with that staff. A staff comes with a sad face. Please, um, as I'm saying this thing to you, also note that people that staff can be manipulative. Staff comes late to the office. Next thing is carrying a sad face, trying to manipulate you. So I'll be like, what happened? What happened? You came late. Or I collect punishment. So what should happen is that be going back to emotional intelligence, be emotionally intelligent about your staff. Let everything not just be about the work. One day, how are you? How are you doing? Um, at least in a month, say all of us, let's go out. Let's go eat. Or when you're coming to work, buy food items, buy for everybody. Say, all of you, take all those things. Be emotionally intelligent to them. Connect to them emotionally. You must. It's very important. People that just a pure work relationship do not really last long. In fact, one of the time they last is just except uh except so most times they don't really last long in an organization when the organization does not have an emotional connection within themselves, not just between you, the CEO and the staff, also within themselves. So you must be able to create an atmosphere in the organization that is emotionally healthy. We let them come to office and feel breath of fresh air. have a toxic business. Don't have a toxic business. That is why your business is not growing. You just believe in brigade, soldier come, soldier go. Nonsense. You have must ensure that the emotional atmosphere of your organization is what? Healthy. It's very healthy. The next one is called a superlative. I call it superlative. Um, have a great and a big dream. Most times people just come in the beginning of the year. They're like, you guys, if you know what's going on with you this year, almost as you see, we collect to. I don't even know if I was going to go to receive salary. Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that. Things are hard though. You just be very, very careful. In fact, it's God that help us in this organization. I don't even know. If it does do anything, I'll just leave this. As you talk like that, hope you know as a leader, you set the lead in your organization. So as you talk like that, you're not even believing in something. But you come to the organization like, guys, we are going to become one of the biggest organizations in Africa. We are going to lead things this year, and these are the systems I've set in place for it. And I believe that you and I can do it because I cannot do it alone, and I need your help. And when we do this, we're going to have meetings in Dubai. You that you come with transport, I can promise you that by December, if we put our hands to this, we are going to have like at least 3 houses a year. This is a way to talk. Come with a big dream. Everybody, and this is the the secret to it. Everybody wants to be part of something big. Once you see something thriving, everybody wants to join the winning party. Everybody, once you come into a place where people think that um what we're doing is bigger than ourselves, allow them feel that way. You will see that they will stay. And the last one is called salary. Let me say something about salary before I give you things about salary. Is that in that book, Jim Collins spoke about that book, Good to Great. He said that he interviewed the CEOs. When he talked about check these CEOs, they were like, okay, you know what, the success that I brought to this business was not really about me, it was about the people I worked with. So he went to interview, that's Jim Collins and his team. They went to interview the people he worked with, and they all said the same thing. He asked them questions like, was money part of the things that made you really stay here and build this business? They all said no. They said the money was good, but it was not really about the money. But I'm saying this to you. Maybe you might be a career person, so that's why I'm just saying this. But I'm now saying this to you as the CEO and as the entrepreneur of the business. Pay your staffs well. I'll say it again. Pay your staffs like have this idea in your mind that let your people not come to the office and think about money problems. It's one of my driving force. I have made a lot of mistakes in my past. And one of my driving force, like most times, in fact, most times, if I have an interview and I will come to the remuneration part, I always ask you, although we have our own systems and structure on how we pay, I always ask you, how much do you want to earn? Guess what? In the last 2 years, everybody that's told me what they wanted to earn is what I paid them. Some I paid them higher than that. So when she just come and ask me what do you want, and definitely I felt like probably you've done your calculations of your how much is your transport to take, how much the others to take. But I ensure that so please, I'm saying this to you as an entrepreneur, pay your staffs well. You cannot be making plenty money and you're paying, they are seeing this thing. That's one thing you should note. They are seeing this. And nobody wants to stay with a selfish person. Pay there are times I've gone without salary. I to ensure that everybody in my organization are paid. Everybody are paid. Pay your pay your staff well. Nobody will, you don't want them to come to the office and as they are working, they're thinking about landlord issues. They cannot really do the work there because you know once they go there, they're not sure that they might even have a house to go to. I have paid a lot of my staff's rent, a lot of them, on my staff's rent, just because why? I don't want them to come and work. I am a person that's motivated by result. I am highly motivated by result. And I'm sure if you're a serious entrepreneur, you will be motivated not by explanation or excuses, but by result. So I try my best to ensure you don't give me any reason why you cannot deliver. So I'm saying this thing to say this that uh ensure you pay your staffs well. So we've come to the end of this, and I'll give you a conclusion on what I've just said. So I said that there's this story called egoism where everybody has this notion that they are motivated by themselves. So your staff that come in, they're not coming in for you or for the business, they're coming in for themselves. What is my interest here first? So you need to apply this less strategy to ensure that they become selfless in your organization, because when they are selfless, you begin to utilize and benefit with the treasures and the fruits and the juices they bring into the business. So first of all is leadership. You must be able to influence them. Emotional intelligence, connect to them beyond work. Superlative, believe in something big. Everybody wants part of something big. And the last one is salary. Pay them well. Ensure their welfare is properly taken care of. Hope you are blessed. Hope you now know how to manage your staff well. Don't bring in bad behavior. Don't bring in African family system into your business. Don't bring in all this. As a business, as a CEO, please learn to say sorry. You made a mistake. Don't increase salary. Say sorry. Before you increase salary, say sorry. God bless you. Good night. Bye. Mwah.